look at some of the different body systems that we have and what sort of organs we have in each of those. So, what is a body system? A body system is two or more organs that work together. So, while you might have a stomach, while you might have a heart or a bone, they don't really ever work individually. So, we often categorize them into body systems so that you can study them effectively and how they work together to support the organism. Here's a nice little picture here of your body systems, and we're going to take a look at them one at a time. First up is your skeletal system. So your skeletal system should be fairly obvious. It is your skeleton. So you're looking at things like bones, right, that make up you. In addition, it would include things like ligaments. Ligaments are things that hold the bones in place. So imagine walking down a hallway and you just had bones with skin around it. They wouldn't stay together very well. So to attach the two bones next to each other nice and firmly, we have these nice little tissues that are called ligaments. They are considered part of the skeletal system. Next, we have the lymphatic system. So we do have some lymph nodes and some lymph vessels. And what these do, you may have felt these before inside of your neck. Oftentimes if you get sick, right, you can feel that there's some swelling inside of your neck and you can feel these nice little bumps. That is part of that lymphatic system, and those are lymph nodes. What flows through there is excess fluid so that your heart doesn't have to pump it around all by itself. The lymph system will help to take care of excess fluid. In addition, there are a lot of immune cells. So when we think about most of your immune system, as it's trying to get rid of virus and bacteria and other things that don't belong, right? Those immune cells are part of that lymph system or that lymphatic system, and it helps to get rid of all of those foreign objects. Next up, we have our muscular system, and hopefully this one is also kind of obvious. It is every muscle that is attached to a bone. In addition to muscles, we need something to get the muscle onto the bone. And so from the muscle to the bone, we have this nice little strip of connective tissue that is called a tendon. And so those tendons are considered part of the muscular system. Next up, we have the integumentary system. So the integumentary system is a fancy way to say covering, but it does contain primarily the skin. In addition to the skin, there are some things that cover our body. So it'll be the hair, the nails, the sweat glands, and all of the things that are found inside of the layers of the skin. Next up, we have the digestive system. The digestive system helps you to eat, process your food. Um, it starts at your mouth, goes down the esophagus, goes into your stomach, and then through a series of intestines where all of the things that you're eating are absorbed. Hopefully, it's all good nutrients, and we will see some of those different parts in a future medical terminology lecture. The nervous system is next. So, the nervous system is made up of a couple of parts. Primarily, we're looking at the brain, the spinal cord, and all of the nerves that come off of it that help to feed sensation, muscle movement, and body movement. But if it's the brain, the spinal cord, and anything that comes off of that, that is considered the nervous system. Next up, we have the endocrine system. It is primarily made up of glands and hormones. So the one that's being shown here is the thyroid. It's found right in the front of the neck over the trachea. It helps us with digestion and metabolism, but you have a number of endocrine glands located throughout your body that release hormones that are really important to you surviving. Next up is the urinary system. So our kidneys help to filter our blood and it turns it into urine. That urine is stored into our bladder. We have a ureter and a urethra that helps to eliminate that urine from the body. And so urinary system is really anything that helps to clean out the blood and turn it into urine. Next up is our reproductive systems. So depending on the reproductive system, you may find things like the uterus, the ovary, or the testes and a penis. But essentially, when we're looking at reproductive, what we're trying to do is to create new life. And so these are all of the things that support that body system. Next up is the cardiovascular system. And you should notice by the medical terms inside of this word what might be contained inside of there. So it does contain the heart, which was the cardio portion, and a lot of blood vessels. So it really is to help us circulate oxygen by means of different types of blood cells throughout the body so that we can continue to give oxygen to our tissues. Last up is the respiratory system. The respiratory system starts at the nose, goes down the trachea or the windpipe, and into the lungs. And what we're really doing here is getting oxygen in and getting carbon dioxide out of our body, as that is an essential function of life. All right, so these are all the different systems that make up our body systems. Make sure that you memorize the terms and what sorts of organs are inside of each of these.